now live from the Jefferson Street studio in Kittanning, Pennsylvania. It's time for the Sports Zone here on AM 1380 WTYM and Family Life TV. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm Sam Buffone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Zone. We got a good one for you, filled with guests. That's always fun because normally no one wants to be on. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, we got two guests lined up tonight. In about 15 minutes, we're going to have Pirates blogger John Anderson on the show talk about opening day. That is on Thursday. Baseball season is among us. Pirates fans, are you excited about that? Maybe. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the Penguins. There's some jabs going on between them and the Flyers right now. Also, maybe talk about Ashton Gibbs and his backfire of a decision to come back for his senior year. But first, let's start local. It doesn't get any more local for me. In the studio with us tonight would be someone I've known for quite some time, actually his entire life. That would be my younger brother, Sam Buffone. Sam, how are we doing tonight?
We are doing great.
Great, awesome. Now, I want to talk about it because you were a participant in the 11th annual AK Valley Power Meet that happened this past weekend at Ford City High School. Now, exactly how long have you been lifting? Now, you're on the football team this year, but you've been a lifter before you were on the football team. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about a year or so.
About a year? Now, what made you get into that?
Just being around it. Dad, he lifted, as did you.
Father was a weightlifting coach at Shamokin Valley, and obviously I'm kind of, not obviously, but I'm into it as well. Now go over some of the people that aren't used to this competition. You competed in the bench press. What is considered a good lift, and a legal lift that can be registered?
Well, you have to bring it down to your chest, and the man behind you will say press. You have to bring it up clean. Can't hit it off the rack, in which I did. Yeah. Did not count. And then he will say rack, you rack the weight.
Okay, now the first one you did get, though, clean. You got 215 pounds on the first one, correct?
210.
210 on the first one. And then the second time you hit the back of the rack, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
So that didn't count. Now, the day best, as far as the press, he was from West Shamokin, correct?
He was from West Shamokin, correct.
That would have been
Steve Kochuk.
How much did he press?
315.
315. And then there was also the deadlift competition. You didn't compete in that, but there was a very impressive lift by somebody in the Kittanning area, correct?
Yes. I believe his name was Brady Kirkwood. He deadlifted 525 pounds.
Awesome. That is much more than what I can do. Now, getting into the football program kind of is what got you into the power meet kind of a atmosphere. Is the football team what kind of pushed you into getting into this, kind of motivated you to get into that a little bit more?
Yeah, Coach just said, hey, team, let's go there. So I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Better turnout from West Shamokin this year at the power meet?
A lot better than last year. Last year they had 3 people.
How many were there this year?
About 10.
Not a bad representation from the school. Now, you've been lifting, you said, about a year now. Mm-hmm. You've been hitting it pretty hard. How much is, for a person that isn't, accustomed to the weightlifting or doesn't understand how much you can actually put on in a year, your max bench press right now is what?
It's about 245 on a good day.
Now, you're only 14 years old, so that is that's pretty solid. When you started a little over a year ago, how much could you just without even touching a weight and you put up your max, how much did you get?
Well, I was putting up a whopping 135 pounds.
135, which is not terrible, not an awful weight. But right now you've increased almost by 100 pounds on your bench press?
Correct.
That's very good. What do you hope to get? Now, you're still a young kid. Yeah. You're only 14. What is your ultimate goal? Really?
Ultimate goal, I'd like to be up around 300 someday, next couple years.
How about an immediate goal? Within the next year, what would you like to be?
The next year, around 270 somewhere.
270 would be an outstanding mark for someone.
Outstanding,
because you'd be about 15. You'll be 15 soon, and that'd be a great trade if you could max out around 275 around that time. Now, how much you've increased your bench? How much weight have you actually gained?
When I first started benching, or working out completely, I weighed about 145 pounds. About 164 now.
164?
Yeah.
I mean, to make quick math, it's about 15 pounds, I'm going to say. Now, getting back to the power meet, a lot of pressure, huh? You're on that bench, and the bench is right kind of in smack dab in the middle of the gym. And the bleachers were pretty well packed. Not just from the athletes that were there, but were parents and friends and supporters. How much pressure is actually whenever you sat down on the bench? How much pressure was it a good pressure to kind of get you amped up a little bit?
For me, I kind of just ignored the crowd. I'm sure for other people it was much harder. But
you were able to kind of put them out of your brain. That's good. Now, a question I want to ask, because there were a lot more participants. It seemed like this year, around 120, I believe. Would you like to see 2 benches get put in there next year? Because it did take a very long time to get through all the weight classes and get through all of the lifters. And once they were done with the deadlift, around 5 o'clock this was done.
Yes.
And it started. You got there at what, 7:30?
Yeah.
And you didn't get out of there till about 5. Would you like to see another bench in there? Maybe try to get things rolling along a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Because and there was even a long wait in time, because you got there around 7:30. What time do you think you actually started lifting?
I didn't probably start until 11.
11. So you had you had a couple hours of downtime there. So I guess it wouldn't spotlight the lifters as well, because it's kind of like that one bench kind of everyone look at me kind of a deal, and I guess you'd have to get more judges, and it would take a little bit of more manpower to do, but it would probably, people were there for hours upon hours, and parents there for if they want to watch, especially if they were in the last class or the flights, what they call them, correct? If they were in the last grouping there, some of them maybe didn't get their first lift in until what time?
Probably some people didn't get in there till like 2 o'clock.
Their first lift after being there from around 8?
Yeah.
I guess that would take a while. Now, you're getting into this now, and you're in the weight room quite a bit. What are the numbers like at West Shamokin? Because there is a big amount of excitement for the football program moving down to AA. And the participation in the weight room has always been kind of an issue with the team. Mm-hmm. Is that changing this year?
That's changing. Around this time last year, numbers weren't exactly great. This year we're averaging around 20 people per weight room day.
Every session you get about 20 people in?
Yeah. That's
spectacular. We're talking to West Shamokin freshman Sam Buffone, competed in the AK Valley Power Meet this past weekend at Ford City High School. You looking to go in any more of these competitions in the future?
Oh, absolutely. There's one coming up May 26th. Hoping to get to that one.
Where's that at? Pine Richland?
Pine Richland, yeah.
So, you got a little bit of time there. About a month, about 2 months there.
Yeah.
You said you can max out to 245 now.
Yes.
What would you like to get to by that time?
By that time, I'd like to get to at least 250, but still have a safe haven, be able to put up like 230.
Well, that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you about, because you get 3 lifts, right, whenever you're bench pressing. Mm-hmm. Now, the first one is kind of one you just kind of want to get registered at and kind of make sure you get it up clean. And then, are you kind of one of the persons that wants to push the limit to yourself at the competition, or do you want to kind of be safe with it to say, well, I know I can get this up, so I'm going to make sure at least I get some numbers in there? Or are you a person that's going to try to push yourself?
I'm going to try and be in between, but I'm going to try and push myself, but yet have a number in which I know I can get at first.
So you'd never try to do a number that you never lifted before, and hopefully some of the adrenaline will kick in or anything?
I'm not that kind of person.
No, just to get whatever is safe. Now, like you said, Stephen Kozik from West Shamokin actually had the best bench of the day at 315. He tried 335. How close was he to getting it up?
He was very close, but in the end, just couldn't get it up.
Was it? Did he almost break the plane? Almost break the rack?
Almost.
Well, that's still unbelievable he's a senior, right?
He's a senior.
That is a very good weight. Now, as I said before, there's a lot more kids, or I shouldn't say competitors, at this event than from what I understand over recent years. How were the weight classes divided? Now, how did you get put into your group? Did it go with your starting weight of what you were going to lift, or did it have to do with how much you actually weigh? How did they decide?
Well, they'll divide you into weight classes according on your weight. and then they'll put you into flights by your starting weight, starting smaller to higher.
So, in your class, what you were in the 165 class. Now your starting weight was a little higher than some of the other people that were in your weight class. Correct?
Correct.
So you started at 210?
Yes.
And moved up to 225 when you hit the back of the rack.
Yeah.
You try to do 225 again, right?
Yes.
And I was there. It looked as though you got it clean. Did they give you a reason why the last lift didn't work out?
I never really got a solid reason. Some people said I was uneven with my arms. Some said maybe a foot came up.
No, that's that because you have to keep your feet planted as well, and you can't be overly uneven with it. It's all technique for the most part. How many people do you see that are in the weight room that have bad technique, and then when they go to a competition like this, just completely falter? Is that something that is pretty common?
Yeah, there's a few. One being myself. I do that a little bit as well.
So, whenever I was going to ask, when you're in the weight room, are you practicing the technique for this competition? Or are you kind of pushing yourself more towards the football thing, kind of thing, just trying to get stronger, not going super, specific technique?
As of right now, I'm trying to just put on more weight, but as we progress towards the season, I'm going to aim more towards football.
Now, you play linebacker, correct?
Correct.
How much? You weigh 164? Mm-hmm. How much would you, by the time the season starts, which would be around the late August, September time, how much are you hoping to weigh?
I'm hoping to be up around, hopefully, 170. That might be pushing it, might not be.
Well, that's about another 6 pounds you want to put on. Now, it's easier said than done, or not. It's not as easy as it sounds, I should say. You've been trying to put on weight for quite some time. You've been, I know you've been eating like a horse. You've been lifting. You've been doing it all right, and you put on a good amount of pounds, but now, whenever you need to get over that amount that you initially gained weightlifting, it's just that much harder.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing right now? Is it all what you're doing in the gym? Are you doing a specific kind of diet or eating a specific kind of thing so you can maybe get your weight up, get your strength up as well?
Just eating regularly, making sure I eat enough.
What the main thing? A lot of protein, I'm assuming?
A lot of protein, lots of protein.
Now, is it are you one of those people that as soon as you're done, you grab the shake?
No, as soon
as you're done,
possible.
grab the shake. Just
grab the shake.
Well, that is obviously your muscle building supplement. So you said, just so everyone knows, you're going to this one in the end of May, I believe. Correct. You said. Yeah. You can get 245, you say.
On a good day.
On a good day. Now, is that with a clean technique?
Not sure.
Not sure. You got it up.
Gotta practice.
A lot of practice. Now, once you get this one done in the end of May, you're getting towards the end of school. You're going to be looking for any other competitions, or does it go strictly to football after that?
We'll see what other competitions come up. If there's time, I'm going to definitely go to it. But if it conflicts with football, I'm going to have to stick with the football. I
see where your priorities are. A lot of the other guys at West Shamokin kind of feeling the same way. They want to keep doing these competitions because it's a way of representing your school and kind of your football program in a sense. Because you'd like to have a good turnout. Like you said, West Shamokin wasn't greatly represented in the past couple years. So this would be the opportunity to kind of say, hey, we're serious about the football program, we're serious about lifting, we're serious about spending time in the weight room. So you going to try to get some of your buddies to go with you at the end? You already talked to some of them about it, maybe?
I already talked to some. Some of them are going.
But football comes first?
Football comes first.
All right, we got to get you out of here. But that was freshman from West Shamokin, Sam Buffone. He happened to be my brother. So thank you very much for joining us on the Sports Zone today. Hopefully we have you back. We'll talk about a little bit about the football program and talk about the success of the football program. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. I got to take a quick break. When I come back.